ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अखण्डं सच्चिदानन्दम् अवाङ्मनसगोचरम्
अखण्डं
सच्चिदानन्दम्
अवाङ्मनसगोचरम्
मनसगोचरम्
आत्मानम् अखिलाधारम् आश्रये भीष्टसिद्धये
आत्मानमखिलाधारम् आश्रये भीष्टसिद्धये
अर्थतोऽप्यद्वयानन्दानतीतद्वैतभानतः
अर्थतोऽप्यद्वयानन्दानतीतद्वैतभानतः
गुरूनाराध्य वेदान्तसारं वक्ष्ये यथामति।
गुरूनाराध्य वेदान्तसारं वक्ष्ये यथामति।
यथामति।
Passage 172, which we have seen along with the Tika. Just we will read it. Satu chit pratibimba sahita sati
सा तु चित्प्रतिबिम्बसहिता सती
pratyak abhinnam ajñātam param brahma
प्रत्यगभिन्नम् अज्ञातं परं ब्रह्म विषयीकृत्य
तद्गत अज्ञानम् एव भादते
तद्गत अज्ञानमेव बाधते
तदा पटकारणतन्तुदाहे
तदा पटकारणतन्तुदाहे
पटदाहवत्
पटदाहवत्
अखिलकारणे अज्ञाने बाधिते सति
अखिलकारणे अज्ञाने बाधिते सति
तत्कार्यस्य अखिलस्य बाधितत्वात्
तत्कार्यस्य अखिलस्य बाधितत्वात्
तदन्तर्भूत अखण्डाकार आकारिता चित्तवृत्तिः अपि
तदन्तर्भूत अखण्डाकारकारिता चित्तवृत्तिरपि
बाधिता भवति
बाधिता भवति
The essence of this passage is या चित्तवृत्त्या प्रत्येगात्मा अभिन्नं ब्रह्मणः न भिन्नं प्रत्येक अभिन्नं अज्ञातं परं ब्रह्म प्रत्येक अभिन्नं परं ब्रह्म या वृत्त्या विषयीकृत्य is important word न तो यथा प्रत्यक्षादि प्रमाणैः यथा प्रत्यक्षादि प्रमाणैः यथा विषयीकृतं भवति तद्वत् न विषयीकृत्य is विषयीकृत्य तद्गत अज्ञानम् एव बाधते that is आवरण is removed आवरण निवृत्तिः अज्ञानं तद्गत अज्ञानं विषयीकृत्य in every knowledge there are two steps involved which we have seen vritti vyapti phala vyapti vritti vyapti removes avarana phala vyapti produces jnana prakasha that vritti which when reflected in the vritti which is the mind when reflected in the when it is illumined by the chaitanyam pratibimba chaitanyam chidabhasa we say consciousness reflecting in the chidabhasa that's called jnana vritti all the thoughts which arises in the mind and in the mind there is chit pratibimba so chit pratibimba chaitanyam consciousness which is reflected in the mind and because of which the mind which is nothing but the thoughts are illumined they come to light so that is phala vyapti but that is not there in the case of atma because of atma because of chaitanyam alone the antakaranam itself is illumined then how can the jnana vritti illumine the source very source on chaitanyam not possible therefore avarana nivrittihi that is the vishayikaranam kritya tadgata ajnanam is the karanam samsar karanam agam brahma asmi iti ajnanam that ajnanam bhadate ajnanam karanam samsara karanam karana nivrittehe karya nivrittihi bhavati iti nyayena यथा पट कारणं तन्तुः तन्तुदाहे पटस्य पटदाहवत् पटस्यापि दहनं भवति पटदाहवत् तद्वत् कारण अज्ञान नाशे अखिल कारणे अज्ञान नाशे बाधिते तत्कार्यस्य अखिल कार्यस्य बाधितत्वात् अखिल कार्य बाधितत्वात्. Therefore this jnana vritti is also a because it is a vritti, it's a jada vritti, tad sa api badita bhavati. After having done the job, this vritti also negated. So therefore this jnanam is not memory based. Jnanam removes avarana, the job is done. Then there is no more ajnanam with regard to that, the knowledge that aham dharmatma iti. Once it happens, once the knowledge is produced. In fact, the knowledge is produced when Shravanam is done, when Pramana is operated. When Pramana is operated, Jnanam has to happen. Because of Pratibandha, because of the Anadhikaritvam, or there is some lack on the part of the Adhikari, there seems to be the same condition as the Jiva was before. That is because of Ajnanam. That is why Mananam and Nitidhyasanam. But Jnanam is there. Therefore, Jnana Palam, that is Jnana Palam, Jnana Palapraptehe, Jnana Palapraptehe, Pratibandhaha, Tatu Samshaya Rupena Atava Viparita Bhavena Vartante, Ataha Tesham Nivrittehe Eva Mananam Tata Nididhyasanam. Mananam iti yukte punah punaha Shravanam. Nididhyasanam Shravana Vakyasya, Shuta Vakyasya Chintanam. Yata Gitayam Uktam Chashtama Adhyaya. This is the only means, there is no other means. So therefore the chitta vritti api bhadita bhavati. Now the next passage, the Acharya beautifully says, what happens to the chitta, the Pratibimbita Chaitanya? Chitta vritti bhadita bhavati. Fine. But what happened to the Pratibimba Chaitanyam? The Chaitanyam, the reflection of consciousness in the Jnana vritti. The Jnana vritti is nothing but vritti means mind, antakkarnam. So Jnana vritti, antakkarane, this Jnanam, the Jnana vritti happens that the Chaitanya which is reflected in the antakkarnam, the Jnana vritti. What happens to that? That is said in the next passage. Let us read. From here we have to start. Let us read. Tatra
तत्र
Pratibimbitam Chaitanyamapi
प्रतिबिम्बितं चैतन्यमपि
Yata Deepa Prabha.
यथा दीपप्रभा
Deepa Prabha is one word. Aditya Prabha Avabhasana Asamartha Sati
आदित्यप्रभा अवभासन असमर्था सते
Taya
तया
Tatha Shamitam Samartha
तथा
Taya Abhibhuta Bhavati
तथा अभिभूता भवति
Taya Abhibhuta
तया अभिभूता
Bhavati
भवति
Tatha
तथा
Swayam Prakashamana Pratyak Abhinna Parabrahma Avabhasana Anarhataya
स्वयं प्रकाशमान प्रत्यग अभिन्न परब्रह्म अवभासनातया
Abhabhasana Anarhataya.
अनर्हतया
Na Arhate. Arhati. Na Arhati. The status of not being deserved. Anarhata. Taya. Anarhata. Anarhataya. न अर्घः अनर्घः इति तेन
तेन
अभिभूतं सत्
अभिभूतं सत्
स्व उपाधिभूत अखण्डवृत्तेः
स्व उपाधिभूत अखण्डवृत्तेः
बाधितत्वात्
बाधितत्वात्
दर्पण अभावे
दर्पण अभावे
मुखप्रतिबिम्बस्य
मुखप्रतिबिम्बस्य
मुखमात्रत्ववत्
मुखमात्रत्वगत
मात्रत्ववत्
मात्रत्वगत
प्रत्यक् अभिन्न परब्रह्ममात्रं भवति
प्रत्यगभिन्नं परब्रह्ममात्रं भवति
प्रतिबिम्बिता प्रतिबिम्ब प्रतिबिम्बसहिता सा चित्तवृत्तिः बाधिता पूर्वम् उक्तम् चित्तवृत्तिः चित्तवृत्तिः बाधिता चित्तवृत्तिः बाधिता प्रतिबिम्ब चैतन्यमपि बाधितम् तद् प्रतिबिम्ब चैतन्यं न तु बाधितं प्रतिबिम्ब चैतन्यं किं भवति तस्यापि what will happen to the प्रतिबिम्बित चैतन्यं न तु बाधिता चित्तवृत्तिः बाधिता भवति ज्ञानवृत्तिः बाधिता भवति oh, what will happen to the प्रतिबिम्बित chaitanyam which is reflected in the jnana-vritti, the antakaranam. In antakaranam only the knowledge happens. Therefore, chaitanyam reflected in the jnana-vritti. In the antakaranam only all the vritti happens. And the thoughts of the mind are reflected because of the chaitanyam. They call reflected consciousness. Chaitanyam reflecting in the antakaranam is reflected consciousness because of which the mind is and the antakaranam is thoughts are illuminated. Now this jnana vritti which removed avaranam and therefore ajnanam, that also bhajita bhavati, when that also goes away, then what will happen to the pratibimbitam chaitanyam? That is said here. Pratibimbita chaitanyam, what will happen to that chaitanyam which is reflected in the jnana vritti? When the jnana vritti itself bhajita bhavati subsides, it is something like a lamp is there in a room, deepa. A lamp is lit in a room. That lamp removes the darkness of the room. But when the sun, when the doors are open, when the sun rays enters the room, then what can this lamp illumine? What can it do? Can the lamp can the lamp still illumine the room? It can illumine the room, but it is overwhelmed by the sunlight. It is overwhelmed by the sunlight. Similarly, the consciousness which is reflected in the jnana vritti, the pratibimbita chaitanya, that cannot illumine the chaitanyam, Brahma chaitanyam. Why? Because it is Swayam Prakash, like the sun. Can the lamp illumine the sun? Even the illumination of the room by the lamp is overwhelmed. And what to talk of the lamp illumining the sun? The presence of lamp itself, in fact, it cannot remains unnoticed. Similarly, the consciousness which is reflected in the jnana vritti, that cannot illumine the Brahma Chaitanyam because because of Brahma Chaitanyam only the thoughts are illumined. That is reflected consciousness. Because the Chaitanyam is, there is reflected Chaitanya, reflected consciousness. Therefore, yata in the Drishtanta, Aditya Prabha, similarly here, Brahma Chaitanyam, which is Swayam Prakasha. Therefore, the Chaitanyam, Brahma Chaitanyam, reflected Chaitanyam, Pratibimba Chaitanyam is overwhelmed by Brahma Chaitanyam. Tatra, Tatra, Pratibimbitam Chaitanyam api. Chaitanyam, consciousness, which is Pratibimbita, reflected Chaitanya. Api, Kim Bhavati, Yata Deepa Prabha, sentence is Deepa Prabha, Aditya Prabha, Avabhasana Asamartha Sati. Deepa Prabha, Aditya Prabha, Avabhasana Asamartha. That is a one vakyam, a sentence. Then Sati Saptami, then Sati. Deepa Prabha, Bhat, shine. Prakashena Bhati. Deepasya Prabha, the light of the lamp. Deepa Prabha. Deepa Prabha Asmartha Bhavati is incapable of what? Avabhasanam. Incapable of illumining. Incapable of lighting up. Lighting up. What? Aditya Prabha. Adityasya Prabha, Aditya Prabha. Prabha, the light. The sun. Aditya Prabha, the sun. Aditya Prabhayaha Avabhasanam. Aditya Prabhavabhasanam. Aditya Prabhavabhasane Asamartha Bhavati Ka Adipa Prabha. The compound Aditya Prabhavabhasana Samartha. Not Samartha, Asamartha it is. Sandhi. Utana compound Sandhi. Aditya Prabha Avabhasana Asamartha, three words. They have combined to form a samasa. Adityasya Prabha, Aditya Prabha. Aditya Prabhayaha Avabhasanam, illumining Aditya Prabhavabhasanam. Aditya Prabhavabhasane Asamartha Bhavati Ka Deepa Prabha, Deepasya Prabha, the light of the lamp, is incapable of illumining the sun. Therefore, Sati, this is Drishtanta, Sati, similarly, Sati, Taya Abhibhuta Bhavati. Taya Abhibhuta Bhavati, overpowered by that. That is, Taya Abhibhuta Bhavati. Taya Abhibhuta Bhavati, Kaya Aditya Prabhaya Abhibhuta Bhavati Deepa Prabha. Ataha Asamartha Bhavati. Aditya Prabhayaha Avabhasane Asamartha Bhavati Deepa Prabha. Katam Taya Abhibhuta Bhavati. Aditya Prabhaya Deepa Prabha Abhibhuta Bhavati. This is Drishtanta. Yata within Yata. Taya Abhibhuta Bhavati. Abhibhuta is overwhelmed, overpowered. Abhibhuta Bhavati. Abhibhuta. Abhibhuta, the word we have heard. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam krishnam adharmo bhavatyuta. In Gita we have seen abhibhavati, overwhelmed. Dharme nashte, when dharma is lost, will not adharma overpower the entire kula? Adharma bhavat krishna pradushyanti kulastriyaha. The word abhibhuta, overwhelmed, we have seen. Abhipurvaka bhudataho nishta pratyaya kta pratyaya means overwhelmed, overpowered. Ataha Aditya Prabhaya Deepa Prabha Abhibhuta Bhavati. When the sun shines, what can this Deepa Prabha do? Poor Deepa Prabha. Its lights, even though it illumines, it has its illumining capacity. That capacity is overwhelmed by the capacity of the light, the sunlight, sun. Tata, in the similarly, in the same way, Yata within that we have seen. Now, Pratibimba Chaitanyam api यथा दृष्टान्ते उक्तं तद्वत् द्राष्टान्ते तथा स्वयं प्रकाशमान what this Brahma Chaitanyam स्वयं प्रकाशमानम it is pratyak abhinnam, not different from the Atma, pratyak Atma, therefore it is Param Brahma. Pratyak abhinnam cha tat Param Brahma. Param cha tat Brahma Param Brahma Parabrahma. Pratyak abhinnam cha tat Parabrahma. Therefore Pratyak abhinna Parabrahmanaha avabhasanam. प्रत्येक अभिन्न परब्रह्म अवभासनम षष्ठी तत्पुरुष समास स्वयं स्वयं प्रकाशमानं च तत् प्रत्येक अभिन्नं परब्रह्म इतरे that is कर्मधारया स्वयं प्रकाशमान प्रत्येक अभिन्न परब्रह्म then प्रत्येक स्वप्रकाशमान प्रत्येक अभिन्न परब्रह्मणः अवभासनम the compound is स्वयं प्रकाश प्रत्येक अभिन्न परब्रह्म अवभासनम तस्मिन् अवभासन विषये अनर्हतया in the drishtanta taya abhibhuta bhavati. Here anarhataya, the taya is the author has added here. Anarhataya. Na argaha, na argaha, anargaha. Anargasya bhavaha, anargata. Little grammar also you can see all these things you know it very well. Samasa and this is stadita word, anargata. Then you can understand the passage easily. Na argaha, anargaha. The status of being anarga is anargata. Tasya bhavaha tatalo tal pratyaya. In Srilinga Vakshayam, top pratyaya anargata. In Trichitya Bhakti anargataya. Taya. Anargataya. Abhibhutam sat. Anargataya. Because of the Tritiya. That is the Hetu. Because it has a status of being the status of being enabled, unable to avabhasanam illumine the pratyak abhinna swaprakasha param brahma. What? This pratibimbita chaitanya. So that you have to connect. Pratibimbitam chaitanyam, that is pratama bhakti, that is the subject. Pratibimbita chaitanyam swaprakashamana pratyak abhinna param brahma avabhasana anargataya. Because it has the status of being unable to, the inability to illumine the Swaprakasha Pratyeka Vinna Parabrahma Chaitanyam and Tena Abhibhutam Bhavati. Kena Brahma Chaitanyena Abhibhutam Bhavati. Overpowered by the Brahma Chaitanyam. Pratibimba Chaitanyam is because Pratibimba means reflected. Reflection is because of reflection means there must be an image because of which only there is reflection. There must be a mirror is that the face is reflected in the mirror. There must be a face, the image must be there. Then only there is reflection. Without the original image, the face, original face, how can there be the reflection in the mirror? Similarly, and the main Chaitanyam, that is by that, Abhibhutam Bhavati. What? This Pratibimba Chaitanyam, Abhibhutam is overpowered. Yata Drishtante. Deepa Prabha is overpowered by Aditya Prabha. Tadvat Pratibimbita Chaitanyam is overpowered by the Swaprakashamana Pratyak Abhinna Parabrahma Abha Pratyak Swaprakash Swayam Prakasha Pratyak Abhinna Parabrahma Chaitanyam. Pratibimba Chaitanyam is overpowered by Parabrahma Chaitanyam. So Tena Eva Parabrahma Chaitanyena Eva Abhibhutam Sat Upadibhuta Khanda Vrittehe Balitatvat. this akandakara vritti, upadi bhuta, which is upadi bhuta. Akandakara vritti baditatvat, because it is negated, baditatvat, upadi bhuta, swa upadi bhuta, baditatvat being is negated. Akanda vritti, akandakarita vritti, the vritti which reveals the oneness of, which reveals the oneness, which reveals the oneness. Akanda, non-difference. And it is swa upadi bhuta. Upadi bhuta baditatvat. Conscious, the Chaitanya is associated with the upadi, therefore swa upadi bhuta akanda vrittehe baditatvat. When that is negated, again here the author gives another example. Darpana abhave mukha pratibimbasya mukha matratvavat. Darpana abhave, as long as the mirror is there, the face is reflected. That will be mukha pratibimba. Darpana abhave, when the mirror is not there, darpana abhave, what will happen to the pratibimba, the mukha which is reflected in the mirror? That also will not be there. It means the reflection will resolve into the original face. Mukha matratvavat. Similarly, Upadibhut akanda vrittehe baditatvat, when the upadi and therefore the chaitanyam associated with this negated, then what will happen? Pratyekabhina brahma matram bhavati. The chaitanyam, the reflected chaitanyam will resolve into parabrahma chaitanyam, which is pratyekabhinam. So therefore, what will happen to Pratibimba Chaitanyam if it is asked? That also will resolve into the Parabrahma Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam which is reflected in Antakaranam, when the Upadhi itself is negated, the Chaitanyam will dissolve into. Dissolve means it is one with. When the mirror is removed, what will happen to the Mukha? Face along cannot go along with the reflection, along with the mirror. The reflection will resolve into the Mukha itself, the original face itself. Similarly, Pratibimba Chaitanyam api. This Drishtanta is a very good Drishtanta. Darpana is, the mirror is like the Antakaranam, in which there is a reflection, Mukha, that is the Chaitanyam, the Dashtanta. So, when the Antakaranam is negated, because Jadatvat, Ajnanam is negated, therefore Ajnana Karyam is also negated, we saw before. Karanagyan Nasya, Karya Nashahapi. So, therefore Antakaranam also is negated. Therefore, Tadgata vritti as well as the Pratibimba Chaitanyam api, what will happen? Vritti bharita bhavati, what will happen to Pratibimba Chaitanyam? As in the case of the Drishtanta, the Mukha matratvavat, Mukha will resolve into the Mukha, the face, original face. Similarly, here when the Darpana Bhave, in the absence of the Upadhi is negated, Pratibimba Chaitanyam also will resolve into the original Chaitanyam, the Chaitanyam which is Brahma Chaitanyam, Brahma Matram, Parabrahma Matram, which is Pratyekabhina, not different from Atma. Therefore, Pratyekabhina. Every time he says Pratyekabhina, Pratyekabhina. Because Jiva Brahma Aikyam, Mahavaikyam, already taught. Therefore, it is not that Brahma Chaitanyam is one Chaitanyam and Atma Chaitanyam is another, Jiva Chaitanya. It is Pratyekabhina, the author repeatedly says, Pratyekabhina, not different from the Brahma Chaitanyam, not different from the individual. Bhavati iti. So, the Chaitanyam, Pratibimba also is explained here. Reflected consciousness, Pratibimbita Chaitanyam. Pratibimba Chaitanyam finally reduces to Chaitanyam, Brahma Chaitanyam. As long as the mirror is there, there is reflection of face in the mirror. What will happen when the mirror is removed? Darpana bhave. The reflection also simply resolves. The face in the mirror resolves into the original face. So therefore, it is the reflection will be there only as long as the mirror is there. And the upadhi is removed. When the mirror is removed, the reflection also dissolves, goes away. Similarly, chit pratibhimbita chaitanyam will be there as long as the pratibhimbita chaitanyam, as long as the vritti, the jnana vritti generated by the Shruti Vakya. So that is there. Then what will happen when the vritti subsides? When the vritti subsides, the chit pratibhimbitam, once it has done the job, vritti also bharita bhavati iti, we have seen. Therefore, chit pratibhimbitam also will subside. That's what we say merging, goes back, dissolves into Brahma Chaitanyam. Therefore, reflected Chaitanyam, pratibhimbita Chaitanyam, api Brahma matram bhavati. It's simple to understand. Therefore, what is there is only Brahma Chaitanyam, because of which there is, because it is there, therefore only reflected pratibhimbitam Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam pratibhimbitam, because the vritti is there. Now vritti is gone. Chaitanya also resolved. Darpana is removed. Reflection is gone. Similarly, therefore, what is this knowledge? The vritti. Vritti also. This knowledge is nothing but a vritti. It is a modification of the mind. Chitta vritti here. Jnanam is nothing but chitta vritti. Jnana vritti. That's why we say jnana vritti. It is also a vritti only. Ajnana vritti, the jadam is there, because of which there is ahankara and therefore abhimana with the shariram. That ajnana vritti is removed by jnana vritti. That is the job of the shastram. And the jnana vritti also, because jnana vritti is the jnana vritti, there is reflection of Chaitanya. When the jnana vritti subsides, what will happen to Pradivya Chaitanya? That also subsides. Therefore, Brahma matram bhavati. Then the question may come. If that is so, and once ignorance is gone, it's gone forever. Then I should be an enlightened person, but doesn't happen. That is because of Viparita Bhavana. That is because of either Viparita Bhavana or that is Pramana Asambhavana or Prameya Asambhavana. The doubts, samshaya with regard to Pramanam or Prameya. Or even if Mananam by Mananam, Pramana Asambhavana, Prameya Asambhavana taken cut, but Viparita Bhavana is that the error which has been committed since time immemorial. The error is not in this Janma, it is committed. It has been, we have been living with this error Anadikala. Like the Upakarma, the Sankalpa, study Upakarma, the day before yesterday. There, Mahasankalpa, the Sankalpa is called Mahasankalpa. Sankalpa is, that is you are telling the purpose for which a particular karma is undertaken. Why the karma is done. Sankalpa is mainly for Vedic karma. And there is Mahasankalpa. In the Mahasankalpa, the very Maha itself shows that it's Maha, means it's a long Sankalpa. General Sankalpa will be Mamo Bhata Samasta Dudukshadvara Shi Parameshwara Prityatam. Then we can say whatever we require. Chaturvida Palapurushartha Siddhyatam Aham Shiva Pujam or whatever Pujam Karishye. But in Maha Sankalpa, with a long description, Anadya Vidya Vasanaya Pravartamane Asmin Nagati Samsara Chakre Vichitrabhi Karma Gativihi Vichitrasu Yonishu Punah Punaha Anekada Janitva Anadi Avidya Vasanaya, because of Avidya, and it is Anadi, beginningless. Pravartamane, in this Magati Samsara Chakra, the Samsara Chakra which is huge, there Vichitrabhi Karma Gativihi, different karma, very variegated, varieties of karma which we have done, and because of which, Chitrasu Yonishu, in different yonis, different wombs, through different wombs, we have taken different janma. Punah punaha anekada janitva, having being born in through different wombs in different ways. We have both born through different wombs, and in different so many beings are there. Therefore, we have come born through different wombs. Kenapi punya karma visheshena. There is some punya karma because left out, because of which Idanintara manusha dvija janma vishesham praptavataha. Some punya is therefore we have taken this manusha janma, and that too among the manusha janma, dvija janma vishesham, to be born as a dvija. Dvija has the privilege of studying the Veda. Therefore, dvija janma vishesham praptavataha mama janma abhyasa janma pravritti etakshara paryantam iti. Then it is said, whatever we have done, whatever the karma, manovakayegi, karmendriya jnanendriya vyaparegi, sambhavitanam, whatever karma should not be done, which you have done, asking Kshama for all those. So, anadya vidya vasanaya. Therefore, there will be viparita bhava, habitual error will be there. Will be there. That, of course, depends on the sadhaka, the adhikari. Because of viparita bhavana, the habitual error, the even though the Shastram has done the job, even though the Shastram has done the job, there is no experience of the result of this jnanam, jnana palam. But by practice, that is by abhyasa enata kaunteya, there is no other way. Only by abhyasa, this vritti can be brought back and therefore repeatedly back. That is by nididhyasana. That is what nididhyasana is. This jnana vritti is repeatedly brought back during meditation, and by which one becomes free from this viparita bhavana, the abhimana with the deha, the abhimana with deha vasana, shastra vasana, loka vasana, all the vasana, these vasanas, vasana traya, which binds the jiva. After jnanam, these three vasanas have to go, vasana kshaya it is. It is vasana kshaya. In the Viveka Chudamani, Acharya talks about this. The three, these are three powerful vasana: Loka vasana, Deha vasana, Shastra vasana. Loka vasana is one is obsessed with the worldly things. Deha vasana, of course, it is obsession with the body, always catering to the needs of the body. And Shastra vasana, another terrific term vasana is Shastra vasana. The Shastra vasana is this abhimana with the buddhi, and therefore the scholarship or whatever it is, the garva, vidya garvam. So once the person is free from the influence of these three vasanas, the person enjoys jivan mukti. Once jnanam happens, the person should be free, jivan mukti. Because of these vasanas, that is what we say, viparita bhavana. There is no experience or lack of experience of this, the results of the jnanam, because these vasanas are so strong that prevents the jiva from enjoying jivan mukti. So once these vasanas are handled by nididhyasanam, that is repeatedly bringing back the vritti consciously in the seat of meditation, as said in the sixth chapter of the Gita, then the person becomes free and enjoys jivan mukti. So therefore, and we need to know then we may ask, Vasanakshaya brings, Vasanakshaya therefore brings knowledge, produces knowledge. Then how can we say Shamanam? No. Vasanakshaya doesn't produce knowledge. Jnanam is, Shravanam only can produce knowledge. Jnana, sadhanam is Shravanam only. Because of Vasana, there is Pratibandha in enjoying the knowledge. Therefore, when the Vasanas goes away, when the cloud covering the sun goes away, as the sun shines, similarly, when the Vasana Kshaya happens, when the Vasana Kshaya happens, the knowledge which is produced by the Shravanam, it shines. Then we may ask, what is the role of this Vasana Kshaya? Shankaracharya himself gives an example in the Viveka. That is a sandalwood. The sandalwood is there, but it is infected with fungus because of its contact with the water. So therefore, the sandalwood is now having a fungus coating. And fungus, of course, it smells. It has a foul smell. That smell overpowers the fragrance of the sandalwood. Sandalwood smell is so sweet, and even though it is so sweet and it is captivating, but the foul smelling fungus overpowers that smell of the fragrance of the sandalwood. Therefore, if you want to enjoy the fragrance of the sandalwood, then you don't have to generate the fragrance of the sandalwood. You need to rub off, remove this the fungus which is obstructing, is covering the sandal. Similarly, here also, you need to handle the vasana. Vedanta Jnanam already has taken place through Shravanam, through Upanishad Shravanam. Now the fragrance of Jivan Mukti, that is me alone, that is the foul smell which is coming due to fungus. Similarly, the foul smell is coming because of this Vasana Kshaya. Once it is removed, then the Jnanam, the fragrance of knowledge, it is the Jivan Mukti, which is there, which is myself alone. So therefore, this Trivida Vasana, which are very powerful, Vasana Kshaya, they have to be handled. So this Vasana Traya, once the Brahma Vasana, if we can use the word Brahma Vasana, or Jnanam becomes stronger, this Vasana Kshaya, this Vasana Trayam, Tesham Kshayaka Bhavati. So therefore, this Vasana Kshaya, otherwise Viparita Bhavana, that is only by Abhyasa. Abhyasa, one can free from the habit. Once it goes away, then the person abides in the knowledge. The abiding the knowledge, abidance in knowledge takes over. Therefore, there are no new knowledge is produced by Vasana Kshaya. The Nididhyasanam also doesn't produce any new knowledge. Vasana Kshaya by Viprit, that is by Nididhyasanam. Therefore, Nididhyasanam doesn't produce knowledge. Only Shavanam alone produces knowledge. Being Pramana, when the Shruti is operated, Jnanam has to happen. And the Tikakara, he explains so beautifully. Let us see. For this passage. Nanu tatapi akandakara vritti pratibhimbita chaitanya abhasatvat katam advaita siddhihi iti ashankyaha tatra pratibimbitam iti. Akandakara vritti pratibimba chaitanya abhasatvat. This akandakara vritti, which is illumined by tatapi akandakara vritti, this jnana vritti, akandakara vritti, pratibimba chaitanyena bhasatva. It is because of Pratibhimbita Chaitanyam, the Chaitanyam which reflected in the Akhandakara Vritti. Therefore, Katam Advaita Siddhihi Ashankya. Then how can there be Advaita? Because two things are there. Vritti and the Chaitanyam reflected in both. So how can there be Advaita Siddhihi iti Ashankya? Tatra Pratibhimbam iti in this passage. vritti nivrittau tat pratibimba chaitanyasya बिंब अवभास अवभासना असमर्थात् असमर्थत्वात् वृत्ति उपाधि बाधेन तत् प्रतिबिंब चैतन्यमपि चैतन्यं मात्रतया अवशिष्यते. Rephrases same passage of the text. Vritti nivritto, when the vritti nivritto subsides, when the jnana vritti subsides, jnana vritti is not memory based, therefore it will subside. When jnana vritti goes away, that then his job, then tat pratibimbita chaitanyasya, that pratibimba chaitanyam also, bimba avabhasana asamartatva. Pratibimba chaitanyam cannot illumine the bimba chaitanya. Bimba means the chaitanyam which is Brahma chaitanya. Pratibimbita chaitanyam, chaitanyam reflected in the jnana vritti. So, reflected chaitanyam cannot illumine the bimba chaitanyam. The upadhi being limited, therefore chaitanyam reflected in that upadhi, that also has to be limited. So, it is also mithya. It has the same status as that of the upadhi, along with the upadhi. Therefore, how can this Pratibimba Chaitanyam illumine Bimba Chaitanyam? Therefore, Bimba Avabhasana in illumining Bimba Avabhasane Asamartaha, the state Asamartatva, the status of being Asamartha, incapable. Therefore, Upadhi Bhadena, when the Upadhi is negated, Pratibimba Chaitanyam Api goes away negated along with the Upadhi. Then what is remaining? Chaitanyam Eva, Chaitanya Matrataya. Chaitanyam alone, matrataya, matrata, taya, avashishyate. Only there will be only the status of the Chaitanyam alone. Drishtanta, as the passage given, we have seen. Darpana, upadhi vigame. The darpana with the upadhi, darpana, the mirror is removed. Tat pratibimbita mukha bhasasya bimbabhuta mukha matrata visheshavat ityartaha. When the mirror is removed, then what happened to the face reflected in the mirror? That also goes away. It means it dissolves in the bimba. Bimba bhuta. What will remain is only the mirror alone. Sorry, what will remain? Only the face alone. When the mirror is removed, along with the mirror, the reflection of face in the mirror also goes away. Then finally, what remains is only the mukha alone, the face, original face. Bimba bhuta, mukha matra ta, avashesha, that alone remains. The reflected face resolves into the original face. Ayam bhavaha, this is the meaning. Shodita tattvam padartasya adhikarinaha tat vijurumbita guru shastradibhyaha tattvamasi iti upadeshena aham nitya shuddha mukta satya swabhava paramananda ananta advaya akhanda brahmasmi iti chittavrittihi iti chittavrittihi udayam asadayati. Having analyzed tattvapada tattvamasi iti mahavakya, this adhikari purushastradibhyaha adhikarinaha tad vijrumbita guru shastradibhyaha, from the guru and the shastra upadesha, the upadesha which is obtained by the shishya, and therefore tena avagatam aham brahmasmi iti. So upadeshena aham brahmasmi iti shamitam. Upadeshena aham brahm nitya shuddha buddha mukta satya svabhaha paramananda. All these words we have seen already. Ananta advaya akhanda brahmasmi iti chitta vritti udayam, chitta vrittihi udayam asadayati, accomplishes this chitta vritti, produce the knowledge, this knowledge. Chitta vrittihi udayam, arising. rising of this chitta vritti, which removes the ajnana vritti. Tadanimeva tasya abhivyakta akanda chaitanya balena, this akanda chaitanya, tasya akanda chaitanya balena, tat tattva paripidita jnananashaha bhavati. There are tadanimeva, then tasya abhivyakta akanda chaitanya bhalena, the chaitanyam which is akhanda, the knowledge of the chaitanyam which Brahma Chaitanyam, knowledge of Brahma, Parabrahma Vishikritya iti uktam, that akhanda chaitanya bhalena, therefore tadgata, tattva paripidita, tattvam is the truth, regard to the truth, tattva paripidita, jnana paripidita, ajnana nashah bhavati. Ajnanena piditaha, ajnanasya nasha, ajnanashaha. So tattva paripidita, that the reality which is afflicted by the ajnanam, tasya nashah bhavati, kena chaitanya balena, because of the knowledge of this akhanda Brahma Chaitanyam. That is prapta by Guru Upadesha. Guru Shastradibhyaha Upadeshena avagatam bhavati aham nitya shuddha buddha mukta satya subhavaha paramananda anantaha advayam akhanda Brahma asmi iti. When that knowledge happens, then tadanim tat karyasya, when the knowledge arises, tat karyasya sarvasya nashat abhivyaktihi api swayameva kataka rajo vat daru matana janitagni vat udarasta dushta jala shantyartam pita tapta jalavat ashtavati. Yadi Acharya gives some example, Tikakara gives some example. Ajnana nashe tat karyasya nashaha. So sarvasya nashaha, akila karyasya nashaha, tadanim tat karyasya. Tat karya is tat referring to ajnana. Ajnana karyasya sarvasya nashat abhivyaktihi api swayameva nashtavavati. Kataka rajovat. Kataka rajovat. Jalakat tarenu nyaya. I'll see what it is. This example, Kataka Rajovat, Daru Matana Janita Agni, but Daru Matana Janita. Daru is wood, Matanam is churning. So Daru Matana Janita, the Agni which is produced by this, the Matanam. But Udarasta Dushta Jala Shantyartam Pita Tapta Jalavat, Nashta Bhavati. Udara is stomach. So there is Dushta Jala Shantyartam, acidity. Therefore, that is removed by Pita Tapta Jalavat. This also becomes Nashtabhavati. Tadanim Tadgata Abhasaha api Swaupadibhuta Chittavritti Nashat Swaprakashatma Avabhasana Asamartataya Darpana Vigame Tadupadikasya Swadhisthana Mukha Matratvavat Adhisthana Matravati iti Vedanta Siddhanta Ragasyamiti. As we saw in the passage, Tadanim Tadgata Abhasaha api. Tadgata Abhasaha is Pratibimbita Chaitanyam api, which is Swa Upadi Bhuta Chitta Vritti, which is Upadi associated with the Upadi. Therefore, Chitta Vritti Nashat, when the Chitta Vritti Nashat, Bharita Bhavati iti Uktam Purvam, therefore, when it destroyed, therefore, Swaprakasha, that is, the Pratibimba Chaitanyam is incapable of illumining the Swaprakasha Chaitanyam, therefore, Swaprakashatma, Swaprakashatma, Atmanahava Bhasanam, Swaprakashatma Bhavasanam, Swaprakashana Avabhasane, Asamartha Bhavati, therefore, Swaprakashatma Bhavasana Samartataya, because of having the status of being incapable of illumining the Saprakasha Chaitanyam, Brahma Chaitanyam, like what? Darpana Vigame, when the mirror is removed, that Upadigasya Swadhisthana Mukha Matratta Adhisthana Matra Bhavati, when the mirror is removed, along with the mirror, Minarati Upadi, along with the mirror, the reflection also is resolved, and that resolved into the original face, Adhisthana Mukham. Adhisthana Mukham, Pratibimba Mukham. In the Darpana, in the mirror, there is Pratibimba Mukham. And there is Adhisthana Mukham, Bimba Mukham. So when the Darpana, the Upadi is removed, when the Vritti, the Chitta Vritti is it's removed, dismissed, along with the Chitta Vritti, the Pratibimba Chaitanyam also dismissed. Therefore, in the Dashtanta, like in the Dashtanta, it is said, Darpana Vigame, Tad Upadigasya, also Vigama Bhavati. Therefore, what will remain? Adhisthana Mukham eva. Original face alone. Bhavati iti Vedanta Siddhanta Ragasyam. This is the Vedanta Siddhanta Ragasyam. When the, along with the Upadi, Pratibimba Chaitanyam api doesn't go away. Pratibimba Chaitanyam resolves back. We say it resolves into the original. Reflection resolves into the Bimba. Pratibimba resolves into Bimba. Atra tasya anubhavaha. There is an anubhava vakya atra. Asmin Vedanta Siddhanta Ragasya Anubhava Vakyam. This beautiful passage is, but from where it is not known. In the footnote itself is given. Number 2, untraceable, this passage. This Vedanta Siddhanta Ragasyam as experienced by, as Anubhuti, as experienced by a Jnani. Yeah. Jnani, it is given here. Loka Shabanti Parame Mayi Mohajanyaha Sapnendra Jalamaru Nirasama Vichitraha Yuttana Kala Ihanasihu Alam Vishuddha Pratyak Sukabdi Paramamrutta Chittavruttau Matta Param Nakulu Vishwathamapi Bhati Madhyecha Puram Param Narasingatulyam Mayota Shastra Guru Vakya Samutta Bodha Bhanu Prabha Vilasite Kvagatam Najane Niratishaya Sukhabdi Swaprakashe Paresmin Khatam Vidam Avivekaduttitam Sakha Paniva Panu Gatam Maduna Taddeshikyaha Va Shrutighiva Parama Villa Parama Vimala Bodebhyaha Parama Vimala Bode Abhyutite Agam na jane iti Tadetat sarvam manasi nidaya upasamgarati pratyak abhinnam iti. This passage, we don't know from where it is, but the other quotes from here. Loka Shibanti Parame Mayi. Lokaha, all the lokas, 14 lokas. Mayi Bhanti shines in me. It shines in me. Mayi Bhanti, Mayi the footnote. Mayi, okay. Mayi Bhanti in me. In me is me, Brahma, which is Nitya Shuddha Mukta. That is me. Nitya Shuddha Mukta Swabhavaha, Satya Swabhavaha, Anantaha, Advayaha, Parabrahma, Mayi, Brahmani, all these lokas are, the lokas shine. These lokas are variegated. They keep changing every time. They are Moga Janyaha. They are Janyaha, they are born because of Moha. Moha Janyaha. Swapna Indra Jalam. Swapna Indra Jala. Marunira Samaha Vichitraha. This is all description of the Loka. The Loka is Swapna Indra. It's like a dream. It's like a Swapna. It's like a Moga Janyaha. It is Swapnavat and Indra Jala. It is the magic. And it is Loka Marunira Samaha. It is like the mirage water. Swapnendra Jala Maru Nira Samaha Vichitraha Lokaha. These lokas, they shine in me. They are born of Moha delusion, Moha Janyaha, Ajnana Janyaha. So the Lokaha, all these other words are qualifying the Lokaha. Moha Janyaha, Lokaha, Swapnendra jala marunira samaha vichitraha mohajanyaha lokaha mayi parame mayi in me that me is this param brahma bhanti they shine. These lokas are like it's like a swapna, it's like a dream. It is indrajala, it's like a magic. Marunira samaha vichitraha, it is like the marunira. Marunira is this mirage water. Marunira samaha vichitraha. Yuttana kale ihana kalu sihu alam vishuddha pratyak sukha di paramamrita chitta vrittau. They therefore they appear. They appear, it is mithya, therefore they appear, they come and go. The dream comes and go, magic happens. But all these where it has its adhishtanam, that's adhishtanam in me alone. The mirage water is there, just adhishtanam the desert. Similarly, therefore, this universe is there for which the adhishtanam is me alone. Therefore, the entire lokahar, the universe, the jagat, they shine in me. In Vittana Kale, when I am awake to this, my Swarupa, then what about this universe? Iha na kalu sihu. This universe is it is it is it is no more than an existence. It is me alone. This therefore Vishuddha Pratyak Sukhabdi Paramamrita Chitta Vrittau. Then I completely immerse in this Paramamrita, the ocean of this nectar. Therefore, this world doesn't shine separately from me. It was not as it was before. Even if it is not there now, and it won't be because it is mithya. Because they all shine in me alone. Because of me, they enjoy the existence. Therefore, this universe is nothing, this Jagat is nothing more than an existence. When I'm Vittana Kale, when I wake up to this reality, then it is said that then Vittana Kale, Vishuddha Pratyak Sukha Abdi, the ocean of Abdi Paramamrita, the ocean of nectar, Chitta Vrittau, Paramamrita Chitta Vrittau, Chitta Vritti, when this knowledge happens, when I'm awake to this knowledge, then I'm immersed in this Paramamrita, in this ocean of nectar. So therefore, Mattaha Param Nakalu Vishwam Atha Pibati, Madhyecha Purvam Paparam Narashingatulya. Narashinga like the rabbit's on. Mattah Param Nakalu. There is nothing greater than me. There is nothing greater than me. Mattah Param Nakalu. Vishwam Atapi Bhati. Madhyecha Purvam Aparam Narashingatulya. The Vishwa, the universe, the Jagat which shines. It is like Narashingatulya. It is equivalent to Narashinga. The rabbits, the Narashinga, Nara is human, the human horns. Madhye Puram Param, before and in the middle, at the end, the Vishwam, which is Bhati, which shines. It is Narashinga. It is like the human horn. It means it doesn't exist. I alone exist. That is the idea. The world has no existence at all. It's a Praudavada. The world has no existence. What is there is only me alone. Mayotta Shastra Guru Vakya Samutta Bodha Bhanu Prabha Vilasite. Beautiful sentence. There is this knowledge. How this knowledge arises? It is Shastra Guru Vakya Samyak Samutta Bodha Bhanu Prabha Vilasite. Bodha Bhanu. The teaching which is compared to the sun. So that the words of the Shastra, the teacher, the teaching of the Mahavakya, it removes the Ajnanam. Bodha, the knowledge, Bhanu Prabha, Aditya Prabha, Vilasite. When this when this knowledge shines, Vilasite, it's like this compared to the sun. When the sunlight knowledge, Vilasite, then kva gatam na jane, mayaya utta, that which is created by Maya, that what happened to that Maya? Mithya is Kvagatam na jane. Where it go? I don't know. It disappeared. Just disappeared. In the wake of this knowledge, that the Dvaita Prapancha just disappeared. Kvagatam na jane. Where it has gone? I don't know. How does this relation? Kvagatam na jane. I don't know where it has disappeared. I don't know how it appeared. In the first instance, I don't know how it appeared. It has gone now. Only if it is there and only it will disappear. First of all, I don't know how it arises in the first place. We don't know how it arises. It has gone now. Nirateshaya sukhabdi swaprakashe pare asmin katamidam. Nirateshaya, what is there is only Nirataya sukhabdi swaprakasha. Sukha, which is the ocean of Sukha, ocean of Ananda, which is Nirateshaya, unsurpassable, and it is Swaprakashe, the Chaitanyam, Parabrahma Pare, Asmin, Katamidam, how, first of all, how it has come to existence, Katamidam, Avivekat Uttitam, how it has arisen due to Aviveka, I don't know, Uttitam, Sat Paniva, like the rope snake. How did this delusion, first of all, appear in the first place? Like just as a snake which arose in the rope, and it disappeared in the wake of knowledge of the rope. So therefore, the delusion also, which arose in me and disappeared when this knowledge happened. Kva nu gatam aduna taddeshikaha. Kva nu gatam. Where it has gone, we don't know. It has disappeared. Now, taddeshika. Taddeshikaha what? Shutihiva. No. Kva taddeshikaha. Where is the teacher? When this has gone, when this knowledge has destroyed the ignorance, then where is the deshika? Where is the teacher? Who is the teacher? Where is the teacher means who is the teacher? And what are the scriptures? Where are the scriptures? And where is the Shishya also? And where is Advaitam? Parama Vimala Bodhe, when the Parama, the truth, which is Vimala, pure, when the knowledge of that happens, Abhyutite, Agam na jane, I don't know where this teacher has gone, where the scriptures have gone. It means they don't exist. All are Mithya. The wake of knowledge, everything is dismissed. Tadyetat sarvam manasi hidaya vasamharati. Keeping this in mind, the author says, Pratyak abhinam, not different from me. Every time he says Pratyak abhinam parabrahma vishay kritya. With this beautiful passage, this is the next anubhuti of the jnani. After knowledge is expression. Gatam aduna. Gatam aduna iti nagyani. That ajnanam, where it has gone, I don't know. That deshikaha, that teacher also, who taught me, where is he? He's gone. Shutihi, the Shruti also gone. Parama Vimala Bodhe, when the knowledge of this Vimala pure, and it is great, it happens. Abhyutte, when this arises, Aham na jane, Vanugatam Ajnanam, Tad Deshikaha, Va, Shrutihi Va iti. Beautiful part of the Tika. The next sentence we will see. Next sentence, Acharya quotes from different Shruti, some seemingly contradictory statements, and it is also. Okay, we'll stop here. We'll see that in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnad Purnavadachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadaha.
धन्यवाद
धन्यवाद
Dhanyavad. See, there is no internet connection in my house.
It's okay. Yes.
So that's why now I am attending through 5G only. I don't know what
Okay.
happened.
Okay. No problem.
Sorry, Jay.